Hello everyone, welcome to our channel at Easy Group. This video is part of series of lessons for MBA. In today's session, we are going to discuss about employee training. The topics which I am going to cover today are introduction, definitions, need, objectives, process, advantages, disadvantages, methods and conclusion. Let's start with introduction. Training constitutes a basic concept in human resource development. It is concerned with developing a particular skill to a desired standard by instructions and practice. Training is a highly useful tool that can bring an employee into a position where they can do their job correctly, effectively. Training of employee is not continuous, but it is periodical and given in specified time. Generally, training will be given by an expert or professional in related field or job. Employee training is the most important subsystem of human resource development. Definitions of training. Different authors have given different definitions. Here are some of the definitions for you. Jack Halloran, according to him, training is the process of transmitting and receiving information related to problem solving. Mathis and Jackson, he says training is a learning process whereby people learn skills, concepts, attitudes, and knowledge to aid in the achievement of goals. Gary Dassler, training is the process of teaching new employees the basic skills they need to perform their jobs. DeCenzo and Robbins, programs that are more present-day oriented focuses on individuals' current jobs, enhancing specific skills and abilities to immediately perform the job called training. And according to Ricky W. Griffin, training usually refers to the teaching operational or technical employees how to do the job for which they were hired. Need for training. Especially the need for training arises due to the following reasons. First, environmental change. Mechanization, computerization, and automation have resulted in many changes that require trained staff possessing enough skills. The organization should train the employees to enrich them with the latest technology and knowledge. Second, organizational complexity. When modern inventions, technological upgradations, and diversification, most of the organizations have become more complex. This has aggravated the problems of coordination. So, in order to cope up with the complexities, training has become mandatory. Third, human relations. Trends in approach towards personnel management has changed from the commodity approach to partnership approach, crossing the human relations approach. So today, every management has to maintain very good human relations, and this has made training as one of the basic conditions to deal with the human problems. Fourth, to match employee specifications with the job requirements and organizational needs. An employee's specification may not exactly suit the requirements of the job and the organization, irrespective of past experience and skills. There is always a gap between an employee's present specifications and the organization's requirements. For filling this gap, training is required. Fifth, change in the job assignment. Training is also necessary when the existing employee is promoted to the higher level or transferred to another department. Training is also required to equip the old employees with new techniques and technologies. Last, technological advances. Every organization, in order to survive and to be effective, should adopt the latest technology, that is, mechanization, computerization, and automation. Adoption of latest technological means and methods will not be complete until they are maintained by employees possessing skills to operate them. So, the organization should train the employees to enrich them in the area of changing technical skills and knowledge from time to time. Objectives of training. The well-known objectives of training are as follows. To enlarge knowledge. Training is provided especially for middle and lower level of employees. Training provides all information relating to various aspects of the organization. Hence, they can develop required skills and ability to perform the assigned task successfully. It increases the level of knowledge possessed by individuals. To enlarge skillfulness, training provides opportunity for employees to impart new skills systematically so that they can perform the task successfully. The ever-changing environmental forces require new and innovative skills and ideas to perform the task. Training helps employees to get acquainted with new skills and knowledge. To modify the approach of workers, another objective of training is to bring about change in the attitude of the workers toward co-workers, supervisors, and the organization. Further, training helps to develop healthy attitudes in them so that the good working relationships can be developed in the organizations. To develop executive performance, training imparts new skills, knowledge, and attitudes in employees so that they can perform organizational activities better than before. By such training, they can do the job more effectively and efficiently, thereby improving the overall performance of the organization. To make workers for proficient use of assets. When employees are trained, they get additional skills, knowledge, and techniques of handling resources. This helps them to utilize machine tools, equipments, and other organizational resources efficiently and effectively. To decrease accidents, employees can be provided with safety training measures to reduce sudden accidents. When the workers are known with the techniques of handling new and sophisticated technologies, the chances of occurring accidents will be minimized. To offer enhanced prospect for workers, training is a learning process which provides various opportunities to employees to develop the existing level of skills, knowledge, attitudes, and behavioral relations. The improvement in job performance provides an opportunity for growth and advancement. Due to such training, employees get an opportunity for doing challenging work experience, and promotions. Last, to enlarge efficiency and earnings. Productivity measures an efficient relationship between input and output. The training aims to increase organizational productivity by increasing output with the limited input. Training increases the efficiency and effectiveness of employees, which reduce the absenteeism, labor turnover, operating cost, and wastage. This ultimately leads to high productivity, thereby earning more profit. Training process. It comprises of a series of steps that leads to followed systematically to have an efficient training program. Needs assessment. The first step in the training process is to assess the need for training the employees. The need for training could be identified through a diagnosis of present and future challenges and through a gap between the employee's actual performance and the standard performance. The needs assessment can be studied from two perspectives, individual and group. The individual training is designed to enhance the individual's efficiency when not performing adequately, and whereas the group training is intended to indicate the new changes in the employees due to change in the organization strategy. Next step, setting objectives. Once the needs are identified, the objectives for which the training is to be conducted are established. The objectives could be based on the gaps seen in the training programs conducted earlier and the skill sets developed by the employees. Designing training program. The next step is to design the training program in line with the set of set objectives. Every training program encompasses certain issues such as who are the trainees, who are the trainers, what methods are to be used for the training, what will be the level of training. Also, the comprehensive action plan is designed that includes the training content, material, learning, theories, and instructional designs. Implementation of training program. Once the design of the training program is completed, the next step is to put into the action. The foremost decision that needs to be made is where the training will be conducted, either in-house or out-house the organization. Once it is decided, the time for the training is set along with the trainer who will be conducting the training sessions. Also, the trainees are monitored continuously throughout the training program to see if it's effective and is able to retain the employee's interest. Last step in training process is evaluation of the training program. After the training is done, the employees are asked to give their feedback on the training sessions and whether they felt useful or not. Through feedback, an organization can determine the weak spots, if any, and can rectify it in the next session. The evaluation of the training program is a must because companies invest huge amounts in these sessions and must know its effectiveness in terms of money. Advantages of training: reduces wastage. When the trainees learn about the right use of the products, they know how to use the machine effectively and minimize the wastage. So, training helps to reduce wastage. Make trainees skilled. Training made the employees more skilled and more professional because when an employee gets the training, he learns many new tricks which helps them to become more skilled and more professional. Trainees become more productive. After becoming more skilled and organized, employees can become more productive because they know the right method of using the machine. They minimize the wastage and become more productive. Helps to make company goodwill. When employees train, they produce high quality products that will be customer friendly. If their products are good, so ultimately goodwill of the company will increase automatically. Improve team building. When the employees trained, they will engage into producing high quality products, and when will engage, they need the support of many departments. They will work together, so it will improve team bonding. Remove grievances. During the training of employees, they also learn about soft skills which taught them how to control anger and be happy. So this kind of training helps the employees to remove grievances. Trainees become motivated. When the employees know what to do and how to do, they become more motivated because that time they know what is the distraction and how to control it. This happens because of training. So trainees become motivated. Improve self-confidence. When the employees train, they know about each process of the making products. If they are aware of everything, it will increase their self-confidence. Ultimately, it will increase productivity. Disadvantages of training. Effect on concentration. When the employees work consistently on the task, they do not lose concentration of the work. But sometimes they work and do training together, which lose their productivity and concentration as well. Increase stress on employees. In order to keep the staffs up to date with the latest technology and trends, training employees attends hours and hours training programs, which makes them stressed. Long run process. In order to make employees updated, companies give months of trainings. When the employees become trained and the technology that they learned might be old. Too much of theory. Training of some departments is full of theories than practicals. These kind of lecture make employees learn tough because they are unrealistic and hard to use. Last, trainees lose their interest. At times of training sessions which lead for long hours, employees are bored and aren't interested in their sessions. Next, training methods. There are two methods of training. They are on-the-job training and off-the-job training. Let's start with on-the-job training. This method do not have to incur any additional cost or lose working time. This is a common method of training for employee performing operative functions. This form of training provided at the workplace. For example, the employees are trained on new machines so that they adapt easily to the new working conditions. The success of this method depends upon the quality of the trainer. Thus, it is essential to properly select the trainer to make the system work. The various on-the-job training methods are coaching, mentoring, job rotation, job instruction technology, apprenticeship, understudy, and committee assignments. Let's discuss it one by one first. First, coaching. Coaching is one-to-one training. It is most commonly used method to train the employees while they are on their jobs. The trainee is placed under a particular supervisor who function as a coach in training the individual. The supervisor provides the feedback to the trainee on his performance and offers him some suggestions for improvement. Often the trainee shares some duties and responsibilities and relieve him from his burden. It helps in quickly identifying the weak areas and tries to focus on them. It also offers the benefit of transferring theory learning to practice. Example, coaching centers where the students take extra coaching other than his studies. Here the tutors act as a coach. Mentoring. The focus in this training is on the development of attitude. It is used for managerial employees. Mentoring is always done by a senior inside person. It is also one-to-one interaction like coaching. Next, job rotation. This type of training involves the movement of the trainee from one job to another. The trainee receives knowledge and gains experience from his supervisors or trainer in each of the different job assignment. Job rotation not only makes a person well acquainted with different jobs, but it also alleviates boredom and allows to develop rapport with a number of people. Rotation must be logical. Example, when a police officer shifted to traffic department, his job rotation is done in the same field by just changing the department. Job instructional technique. It is a step-by-step structured on-the-job training method in which a suitable trainer prepares a trainee with an overview of the job, its purpose and the result desired. He demonstrates the task or the skill to the trainee allows the trainee to show the demonstration on his or her own and follows up to provide feedback and help. The trainees are presented the learning material in written or by learning machines through a series called frames. This method is a valuable tool for all educators, example teachers and trainers. Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship is a system of training a new generation of practitioners of a skill. This method of training is in vague in those trades, crafts and technical fields in which a long period is required for gaining proficiency. These trainees serve as apprenticeship to experts for long periods. They have to work in direct associations with and also under the direct supervision of their masters. The object of such training is to make the trainees all-round craftsmen. It is an expensive method of training. Also, there is no guarantee that the trainer worked will continue to work in the same organization after securing training. The apprenticeship are paid remunerations according to the apprenticeship agreement. Example, BHEL select the candidates from polytechnic engineering colleges and management institutions and provide apprenticeship training so the students gain real life experience. Understudy. In this method, a superior gives training to a subordinate as his understudy. The subordinate learns through experience and observation by participating in handling day-to-day problems. Basic purpose is to prepare subordinate for assuming the full responsibility and duties. Example we can take as assistant managers. Committee assignments. Under the committee assignments, a group of trainees are given actual organizational problem and asked to solve it. The trainees solve the problems jointly to develop teamwork. Next comes off-the-job training. Off-the-job training methods are conducted in separate from the job environment. Study material is supplied. There is full concentration on learning rather than performing, and there is freedom of expressions. Important methods include lectures and conferences, vestibular training, simulation exercises, sensitivity training, transactional training, and program instructions. Let's start with lectures and conferences. Lectures and conferences are the traditional and direct method of instructions. Every training program starts with lecture and conferences. It's a verbal presentation for a large audience. However, the lectures have to be motivating and creating interest among trainees. The speaker must have considerable depth in the subject. Example, in the colleges and universities, lectures and seminars are the most common methods used for training. Vestibular training. Vestibular training is a term for near the job training, as it offers access to something new. In vestibular training, the workers are trained in a prototype environment on specific jobs in a specific part of the plant. An attempt is made to create working conditions similar to the actual workshop conditions. After training workers in such conditions, the trained workers may be put on similar jobs in the actual workshops. This enables the workers to secure training in the best methods to work and to get rid of initial nervousness. It prevents trainees to commit costly mistakes on the actual machines. Simulation exercises. Simulation is any artificial environment exactly similar to the actual situation. There are 4 basic simulation techniques used for imparting training. They are management games, case study, role playing, and in-basket training. Management games. It encourages novel, innovative machines for coping with stress. Management games orient a candidate with practical applicability of the subject. These games help to appreciate management concepts in a practical way. Different games are used for training general managers and the middle management and functional heads, executive games and functional heads. Example, in schools, separate games period is allotted for students to get relief from study stress. Case study. Case study are complex examples which give an insight into the context of a problem as well as illustrating the main point. Case studies are trained centers activities based on topics that demonstrate theoretical concepts in an applied setting. A case study allows the application of theoretical concepts to be demonstrated. Role playing. Each trainee takes the role of a person affected by an issue and studies the impacts of issues on human life and or the effects of human activities on the world around us from the perspective of that person. Types of role play may be multiple role play, single role play, role rotation, and spontaneous role play. Example, we can take Teachers' Day, students playing the role of teachers. In-basket training. The 4th step is in-basket training. It is also known as in-tray training. Consists of a set of business papers which may include emails, SMS, reports, memos, and other items. Now the trainer is asked to prioritize the decisions to be made immediately and the ones that can be delayed. Next comes sensitivity training. Sensitivity training is also known as laboratory or T-group training. This training is about making people understand about themselves and others reasonably, which is done by developing in them social sensitivity and behavioral flexibility. It is ability of an individual to sense what others feel and think from their own point of view. It reveals information about his or her own personal qualities, concerns, emotional issues, and things that he or she has in common with other members of the group. Transactional analysis. It provides trainees with a realistic and useful method for analyzing and understanding the behavior of others. In every social interaction, there is a motivation provided by one person and a reaction to that motivation given by another person. This motivation reaction relationship between two persons is known as transaction. Last, program instructions. In recent years, this method has become popular. The subject matter to be learned is presented in a series of carefully planned sequential units. These units are arranged from simple to more complex levels of instructions. The trainee goes through these units by answering questions or filling the blanks. This method is expensive and time consuming. Conclusion: the organization should assess its progress quantitatively in terms of resource utilization as well as qualitatively in terms of how successful the various modules were in achieving the objectives of the organizers and the expectations of the participants. Training plays a very important role in every organization. It should be planned according to the needs of the organization. Thank you for watching and please subscribe our channel for upcoming videos.